Hey, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Ecosystem Office Hours call. I am your host, Jinx, and we are joined, as always, by the best and brightest in the Pocket ecosystem. I'll go ahead and let Fred kick it off with our protocol engineering updates.
Thanks, Jinx. I'm going to fly down kind of the weekly goals from Grove. They're pretty intertwined, but they'll cover path as well as the protocol. So our goals this week are really focusing around mirroring the traffic from the existing portal to path. This acts as both a load testing as well as kind of an integrated test for us to make sure that path is functioning in the expected way and has the same throughput or better than the existing portal middleware. With that, we're also making moves to deprecate AppGate server in favor of Path. This will aid with protocol development and will tightly couple Path and Shannon going forward. With that, we are starting to load test Shannon beta testnet. So we're doing that locally right now, but in order to do that live and kind of do that off chain, we need to have that path integration with Shannon beta testnet to make sure that we can do a full end-to-end load test. There's also some other things going on with the protocol. So we're looking at another alpha testnet upgrade. We're doing a lot of collab with the foundation on go-to-market and lots of social media presence. And then we're also just paying down various tech debt areas in the beta testnet and reviewing feedback, both internal and external. From there, we're just working on the ease of access and the streamlining of development of our tools, and that includes for external users. So if you want to come in and use Path or use Shannon, we're looking at improving our documentation and just even installation processes across the board. We want to make it as easy to play with the tools and pieces of the puzzle as possible. So that's really what we're focused on. Lastly, I have a little demo that I'll do on an app stakes management tool that I built last week, or over time, I guess, but really formalized it on GitHub last week. That I'll cover a little bit later when we go to open time on the call. But that's it from Grove.
Beautiful. And I will pass it over to Michael for foundation updates.
Yeah, we're a bit light on major updates from the foundation, but I'd like to pass it over to Gabby and Saeed to talk a little bit about their respective projects.
Hello. So Fred has already referenced this, but our docs need a bit of TLC, our main docs on docs.pok.network. So one of my current tasks is going through and doing like a content audit and writing some new content for things that might be dated, killing dead links, etc. I'm not revamping things like navigation at the moment, although I know that's going to have to be done sooner rather than later. I'm just trying to get our content up to date and then start incorporating more information about Shannon and Shannon beta testnet in particular. We've gotten some interest from external or net new ecosystem participants who want to join in on the fun, and our docs are just not very helpful for them right now. So I'm working on that. And then what else here? Oh, I'm also working on the ops side of finalizing the incentives for Shannon beta testnet, so we can put out a document for everyone who's participating, and you can know like what you're eligible for and how you'll get paid and things like that. So that's it for me.
Yeah, great job, Gabby, with the docs. It's really looking great. On my end with the accelerator program, I got a couple more messages from folks from the Discord today. Discord may not be the best place to reach me because there's so much spam, so feel free to tweet or telegram me. Some of you have. But the program's coming along well. We're 2 weeks away from the deadline, so be sure to get the applications in. Some of you have messaged me with some ideas you're thinking of building, so feel free to share. And if you have more questions about Shannon, there's a Shannon general channel as well here. And we'll do our best to get back to you with answers as soon as possible as well. So that's it on my end. I'll turn it over.
Beautiful. Any further updates from y'all, Mike?
Yeah, that's really it. We're a bit light this week.
Cool. Well, hey, it's we are in the last, I think, production week of the year for a lot of folks, so no surprise there. Any other gateway updates that we need to be aware of?
I'll cover two quick things. Just a reminder that we will be working with the foundation on the deprecation of the legacy chains on the 18th. So if you're a gateway out there in the gateway verse, make sure that you are cutting over and making preparations to be fully cut over to the F chains by the 18th. Also, I'm just gonna, I don't want to front run. I hope I'm not front running art on this one, but Grove will be shut down and doing just bare bones maintenance in terms of support tickets for existing users from December 20th until January 2nd. So just want to get that out there so that folks know what to expect from us.
Beautiful. Any questions from anyone on any of those things?
I'll also add a couple things. One, we're seeing an increase in organic traffic today, yesterday, the day before, like a lot of organic traffic. Trying to figure out if it's from us or from ChainStack, because at the same time, PocketScan is saying it's us, and we're just looking through our data to see who it's coming from. We are seeing an increase in traffic from a major centralized provider coming for us, which is great. It's good news. It's validating this. Second, ChainStack has also mentioned that they have moved over to F chains and are starting to pump more traffic, and that those nodes are much more stable. So at least early on, 3-4 weeks in, this gamble to swap everything to these new chains seems to be panning out, which is great.
Hell yeah, that's good news. QoS has obviously been an issue in the past, so stabilizing that part of the protocol is outstanding. Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, just kind of to echo stuff that Fred says, but just to have it here on a recording at some point. With the note, having the nodes, subsidized and having incentives increased will take us, will get us to a place where we have higher quality node runners. That's the intent. The logic at the gateway level is what does all the filtering, and the way the protocol throws back nodes is there's some nuance there on how that works. But with Path, a lot more of that filtering logic and quality of service will be greatly increased from what currently Gateway Server Kit and Grove's own proprietary portal are offering. So we're hoping that in the next few months, we're in a much better place from a quality service perspective. But as Fred always says, it's a moving target and it's never done. But, in a quarter, we should be looking in a better setup than we are today.
Excellent. And I was just going to shout out Sasquatch. I see you in here, and I was curious if y'all had any updates. And also, I know that you guys were looking specifically for certain kinds of chain support. If you want to, if you have any requests you want to put out to the community.
Yeah, thanks, Jinx. Unfortunately, no. Most of those experiments or that outreach kind of fell flat over the last month. But I will be making a mental note to reach out to you, Fred, to talk about some of the strategies around migrating to Path, at least testing on Path. So that's about it from us. We're just kind of hunkering down here for the end of the year.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Always good to hear from you. Okay, well, that's the major updates done, so the floor is open. If you've got anything at all that you'd like to bring up or talk about or ask about or complain about, this is now your time.
You want me to cover my demo real quick? I think this goes nicely with the F chains cutover, because this is a tool that could be helpful for gateways who are doing this. So
yeah, please do.
Here
and
is
HT,
the link.
I see you typing in there. Please feel free to keep adding questions, and we'll address them as we reach each part.
I'll go over the repo really fast, just at a high level. It's a very simple tool. It is a Python scripting tool that outputs the bash scripts necessary to manipulate and understand the state of your gigastakes. So in the environment example, it just has a few very simple environment variables And it does make some assumptions about how you have your gigastake set up in your local vault. But none of that is too crazy. So you're going to give it a file that has the list of addresses. It's going to output to some file. You need an endpoint for Pocket. So you can get one for free at Grove. These manipulations only take a handful of RPCs. So this is totally doable on a free plan. It does make an assumption that everything is in a single data dir. So if you have multiple data directories going, which is not a typical use case, I've included in the example just the default. And then it does assume that all of them are loaded into your local vault with a consistent password. So that might be something that you might have to do a couple manipulations to in order to get your kind of local vault set up. Let me know if there's any questions, and I've included the link in the chat for anyone to check out.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions about that specifically? Okay, looks like we're good. HT has asked in chat, simple explanation of XRPL EVM sidechain, please. Is it a tool that allows for easier swaps on platforms like Uniswap and Aerodrome, or is it more RPC based? I will give a quick summary, and then hopefully somebody else can dive in a little bit more. To deploy Ethereum virtual machine smart contracts or anything resembling a smart contract requires a specific kind of underlying protocol infrastructure. XRPL does not support that natively, so the sidechain provides an environment where those smart contracts can be deployed and data can be read back and forth from the primary chain, and or assets bridged back and forth across those chains. Art or Mike, do y'all want to go a little deeper into that, or Gabby, since I know you were in those combos as well?
It's another EVM chain. That's basically where it's at. Information is very sparse right now. That's about where I can leave it, right? You know just a little bit less than we know right now, and there's not much more to be said. They are currently on their what we call our alpha testnet. They call their devnet. That's what the stage they're at. And they are an unbelievably massive company, and they move at a pace that is slower than a bank. So information is going to be absolutely slow. Like I'm not joking. It's going to be very, very slow. It took over 18 months to get to where we are today. Expect this to be just slow. I just want to set it here. You can reference this video in the future about me saying this.
Yeah, I want to just add to that the EVM XRPL sidechain is being subcontracted by Ripple as well. So a third party is managing the development of it.
Aye. And Axelar is providing essentially sort of gateway services. Is that correct?
I think it's bridging services from
Bridging, yeah. Okay.
from the XRPL to the EVM sidechain.
Beautiful.
Which
All right.
actually, interesting tidbit there is because of that, it upped our confidence in using Axelar or Shannon. I'm pretty sure that's where we landed. And we actually got connected to a lot more people at Axelar because of the Ripple partnership.
Excellent. That's good to know. All right. Any other questions about that?
I'm going to just get ahead of what the questions may be, but we're launching validators, which we don't do. We've only ever done it for Avalanche subnets, but as part of the deal was to launch validators, and we're going to be providing RPC access. And they have an accelerator that we will be a part of in pitching this, and they will be promoting our RPC endpoints once they're ready to promote it, which means their DevNet test and it may not need to go live, which is where all of the slowness is right now, since they're getting everything put together. And as Fred said, it's not being developed in-house, it's being outsourced. So there's friction there. It's a big moving target, but the partnership is there, it's announced, and yeah, it's growing. There are other things that may happen in the future.
I love the definitive statement around all of the various services, and I think most important to a lot of folks, the RPC side, since that's what we most directly see impact of on the protocol. So thanks for that. Ian asked, when Axelar whitelisting? Hmm? I'll take that as a no comment, but that would certainly be interesting as well. Other questions? Zatar asked, can I say a few words about PIP-39? Absolutely. This is the place.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello, everybody. If you take a look in the forum, you'll see that I've posted something called PIP-39. And it calls for adding DAO oversight over the allocations of rewards from the DAO treasury for hitting price targets of 50 cents, $1, $3, and aspirationally $5. And also for the Shannon rewards. So hopefully some of these rewards will need to be distributed not too distant future. And in order to get PIP-38 passed, which turned over control of the Pocket Network Foundation Board of Directors to Mike, he committed to implementing DAO oversight. I've delayed putting the proposal forward till now. It will be tweaked a little bit. Mike just told me he'll be taking a look at it this week, and I'll put it up for a vote shortly thereafter. There's been some concerns expressed about how to pay the committee members, so the idea is to have it to provide final approval of whatever reward allocations are recommended by the PNF Board of Directors. And I might hive that bit off the proposal because I don't want it to be an impediment to passage of 39. Yeah, so take a look at the proposal. Get some feedback if you want, and maybe next Wednesday at the ecosystem call, I can address greater depth whatever concerns have arisen.
Beautiful. Yeah, I looked at it and I was certainly one of the ones who was concerned about the language around administrative costs. I want to make sure that we're not building up a too thick of a bureaucratic layer in regards to total cost management, but I'm sure that can be addressed with some verbiage changes.
I have a
Questions about
question.
that?
Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you, Ian.
Okay, great. I have some clients
Say
who
again?
are interested in the long-term staking plan. Could somebody speak to the specifics? I.e., how does a staker receive those rewards?
Was
Will it
that
be
you
like a
asking
smart
me, Dom?
contract where somebody has to go and claim them, or will it be at the protocol level and distributed straight to stakers' wallets?
Yeah, we'll get
Okay.
more details on that as we get closer to Shannon, but obviously everything is kept track on chain. So there's not too many details right now, but there will definitely be some more details as we get closer to Shannon. Thanks for the question.
Beautiful. And any other questions? Well, hit me, HT.
Yeah, last week in the call, I mentioned Morphware and how they were using Pocket Network in their bills or whatever.
Yep.
When I did a bit more research, there was some red flags with regards to that project. There's a lot about them that isn't transparent, and it's almost verging on a point of, could this be like a pump and dump, but done very sort of intricately? So what I wanted to say is, if we are going to tag Morphware in any marketing tweets or anything like that, maybe hold off until you've done your own due diligence, because I'm not too sure about them.
Noted.
Yeah, I don't want I don't want to be the guy responsible for like shilling like a pump and dump scheme, if you get what I mean.
Too late, HT. Too late. That's you threw it out there. We ran with it, and it's all on you.
Oh no.
Mito, you're off mute. Are you trying to ask a question? Okay, well, I'm going to server mute you for now. And you can let me know in chat when you're on mute or ready to ask a question. Any other questions, thoughts, topics, concerns? All righty, looks like we're all good. In that case, I will see everyone back again, same time, same channel next week. Thanks for showing up.